fun. Production, we should be live now. You can cue the show. Hey, y'all, get your mouthpiece. Get your mouthpiece, guard your grills. Knuckle up. Big ups to Kyle Bent for this ESPN ditty. Oh, we're going to unpack it today. We are going to unpack it. And we got an open panel, so we're going to drop that link in there so for cats to slide through. In the meantime, between time, let's like, share, and subscribe. Let's like, share, and subscribe. And we're going to be getting this show jumped off in about 7 minutes. So just enjoy these videos as we start. We're unpacking Kwame, the GOAT. Is that a question mark? What is it? So big ups, and big ups to production. Yeah, buddy. You should play.
Block right here. I should call this shit no block. It's 10 o'clock. Where the fuck y'all niggas at? This is what y'all wanted me in Chicago. O block right here. I should call this shit no block. It's 10 o'clock. Where the fuck y'all niggas at? Niggas ain't outside. It's only 10 p.m. Where the fuck y'all niggas at, blood?
O block right now. Where we at? Tell you something, man. This Nino Brown, man. I'm live on O block right now. Where we at?
Where we at?
This O block.
I just told you, O block.
Miami. I just want to tell niggas, man, we gotta stop killing each other, man.
Where the fuck you thought he was?
All that killing shit, we gotta work together, man. Stop killing each other, my nigga. I had to come over here and tell niggas that shit, my nigga.
I'm right here. See where I'm at. Out here. Black Star Line cigars. For grown man. On some grown man stuff. And to the PDs, stop doing that killing. Please, stop doing that killing.
Please like, share, subscribe. We got Mouthpiece included. Mouthpiece included. Guard your grills. Knuckle up. We're going to talk politics. Kwame the Great. Country boy. Walked around with no shoes on his feet till he got in the NBA.
And pitched every day. I pitched in 160 some ball games in a row. I did it for 3 years straight.
160?
3. Yeah, straight.
And there were legends that you pitched double headers,
yes, I did.
Which is unheard of.
And then, yes, I used to pitch double header. Then you play 3 games a day: a morning game, evening game, and a night game.
Once you pitched a no-hitter in Chicago, I believe you drove all night to Pittsburgh. No, it was in Pittsburgh. Drove all night to Chicago, and then pitched a shutout in Chicago. What?
Yeah, but they didn't tell you the little car I was in. They didn't tell you about that. My knees, I didn't ever see where I was going. I didn't know where I was going until I got there.
You didn't mean to go to Chicago.
I was sticking out, I think, back in those days, back in the 20s and on up until now, you know, with pitching. So I just stopped a couple of years ago, and they wanted to know how long was I going to pitch. Now, I didn't know. I just stopped because my wife told me to stop. I could just pitched on. 50 or 60 years didn't make no difference with me pitching. You understand what I'm talking about? Yeah. So I know some of them felt.
Wow. Rest up. Satchmo. Hey, this one here for that real one. Kwame Brown. Big up. Boy, you got support out here. Like mine shine. If you need to unpack it, we can do it on the Self-Love Show or on Mouthpiece included. Yes, sir. We with you. Let's go, internet. Quit playing. Janky internet. This is what we're paying for these days, people. Please like, share, subscribe. start right after this video. TATN.
All right, fellas. Now your first job every morning will be
Post quality content. Then I want you to watch all the winners.
real good too.
And don't leave no heat.
TATN.
Hey, what are you doing? Get the hell out of here before I bust that camera.
Mouthpiece.
Yeah, how's it going? Shout out to Mouthpiece.
That's what we got today. So like I said, next week, if you guys research, if anybody's gonna step in, research Kwame Brown, because Kwame Brown, Mama, I broke the internet. Literally breaking the internet right now with his shenanigans. So when we see y'all, we talking politics. Y'all make sure next week y'all tune in right here at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on Thursday. We live week after week. Bring your mouthpiece.
Don't forget to bring your.
I could have told you this shit maybe 20 years ago.
ESPN.
I wonder why I haven't never heard of a #1 draft pick, and even my numbers are better than some of these other players. But I've seen Psycho Loop for 20 years to make sure you guys don't listen to nothing that look like.
Donkey today for Monday, May 24th goes to me, Leonard McKelvey. Contrary to popular belief, this is not the first time I've given myself donkey. I want to apologize to Kwame Brown and Kwame Brown's family. I want to apologize to his father, Bill Brown, and the family of his father. See, last week on this radio, in my attempt to defend a Charleston, South Carolina-born brother like myself, I revealed too much information about that man's family. And even though all that stuff is public record, some things just don't need to be said on the radio, and they definitely don't need to be said by me. When I look back, on the way I communicated that, I communicated it all wrong. Unintentionally triggered trauma in a lot of folks.
My daughter asked me one day at elementary, Daddy, they said you a bus. How the hell my daughter 4? She talking about bus.
Look,
Me and ESPN people.
got this little misunderstanding. See,
They're ESPN. I'm TATN.
Hey, buddy.
They got the multi-million-dollar
Kwame Brown.
studio. Mine costs $300. Now see, they got the big budget. I got the big gift. We both cover sports important to African Americans like basketball, football, and baseball.
Silver.
But they use sellouts and coons. I use silverbacks.
Yo. TATN. TATN. Here we are. Back. We're black. Daddy wanted me to ball like TA. Yes, sir. Welcome to Mouthpiece Included. We're about to get it in today. We're gonna get us some Kwame's Mama's seasoning. Big ups to Toy Wordsmith. I see you out there. Crow. Here we go. Hey, big ups though, man. It's a catchy tune. It grows on you. Everybody has to admit this tune grows on you. But we're gonna first off, thank you showing up. You could be anywhere in this vast universe, and you're right here. With the Mouthpiece Included. So big ups. So today we got some things that we're gonna go over, and I'm here for it. So today we're unpacking my man Kwame Brown. We're gonna touch on what we know about his early career. We need to know. Hold on a second. All right. Technical difficulties. All right, there we go. So what we're doing is today we're going to touch on unpacking Kwame's curious case. We're going to get into his NBA career, what we remember and know about his highlights or, things of this nature. The history of this Kwame, quote, bashing, end quote. And then, we're going to get into what was the proverbial straw that broke the proverbial bus. Can we say bus? Okay. Yeah. That was the thing. They were calling him a bust and bum and all types of stuff. But what was the straw? I mean, after 20 years of it, that makes a man say, hey, you need some of my mama's seasoning. And speaking of mama's seasoning, we're going to get into his mama's seasonings and what that means. Also, Steven Jackson, Matt Barnes, Stephen A. Fletchen Smith. And then also we're going to get into, I think, what I'm calling Kwame's one and done theory, which I think is he may be onto something on this one and done theory. And so today, as always, we got our resident co-host in the building representing JRW. And you know how we do it, Ace. What up, what up, what up? You go ahead and do your intro. You're welcome.
What's going on? TATN Mouthpiece included in the building. I'm gonna spread a little bit of my mama's seasoning, I guess, on the show tonight. Shout out to Job 33 Lodge, my own Masonic Lodge, and Love the Kids Foundation. We're out this past Sunday, feeding the homeless, giving out little care packages, socks, hand sanitizer, underwear, whatever, we had to give to the homeless out on the west side and the near north of Chicago, near Pacific Guard Mission, just trying to help the people, just giving back to those that are a little bit less fortunate than ourselves at this time. Shout out to all those volunteers.
Yeah, hey, big ups. Is it a way that the people can help or send you cash or anything like that for this venture?
Well, I mean, we just did it. We're trying to get back out there in the next couple of weeks. I'll put out my Cash App, and if you'd like to donate, I'll put it in the chat, and it'll just go to helping more people in the future.
Yeah, do that, bro. So we're gonna drop that Cash App, and if you find it in your heart, his lodge, they're, like he said, they're feeding the homeless. We all need fuel. We all need fuel, and I'm saying if you go ahead and help this cause out, you're gonna get that back 9 times. You're not gonna get it back from us. You're gonna get it back from the universe 9 times. So yeah. Hey, big ups, Ace. And so let's go ahead and kind of jump into it because I know the internet has been broken. I've been watching a lot of podcasts that normally have a bunch of people in there. And like right now, I think Kwame is up and he had like 20,000 cats in there. And my regular people I watch, bro, they they struggling, bro. They struggling, man.
Who wants some smoke? Nobody wants some smoke from Kwame. Oh, no.
I don't think they want to smoke. Also, as I said, it's an open panel. If y'all want to slide through, pull up. The link's in the chat. All you got to do is click on it. So here's what we're going to do. I got, as always, some questions, but we're going to run some videos too today, Ace. But as far as you know, what draft was Kwame drafted in?
As I know, since 2020, had to be 2001 or 2000 somewhere around there. Let's see, when was Mike almost out of there? He left the Bulls in 98. And so 2000, 2001.
The Washington Wizards drafted Kwame Brown with the first pick of the first round in the 2001 NBA draft.
Yeah, 2001. So was Jordan player / general manager? Is that what was going on?
Yeah, he was doing it all. I mean, they had to give him the keys to the castle to get them to come over there and be a sorcerer or a wizard or whatever their name was, and that's what they did. And he selected Kwame as his #1 pick.
I
And
think
the rest is history.
I think the name means like born on the Sabbath or something like that, like literally, bro. The name Kwame, because I had did some research on that, because seems like he's got his ancestors behind him, because he's taking a ride. He was riding around in that truck, and now he's in the crib. That Baphomet's probably hitting him from all the, getting his phone number. They called him, giving him his plate number, reading his VIN. You know how they go, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing much they can do with that guy. He's got a answer for everything, all the smoke that anybody wants to bring. He just said, "Hey, I didn't ask for it. I'm sitting here minding my business." And you, Becky, with the good hair, and that other, what do you call him, a fake Muslim, came after me.
Yeah, well, now, according, so he was drafted 6'11", born March 10th, 1982. So he came right out of high school. His career, he's a 6.6 points average over, the course of his career. 1 assist, half of a steal, half of a block, and a crap load of personal fouls. He averaged six rebounds. So you say 7 points, 6 rebounds, over the course of a 13-year career. And I think Stephen A said he played for like 6 or 7 teams. He shot 57% free throw percentage. Okay. And a 49% field goal percentage, which is not good for a big necessarily per se.
You want to be between 55, 60, especially for a #1 pick. You're not taking many shots from the perimeter, especially back in that day when bigs played in the paint. So,
do you remember who was drafted, bro? In that 2001 draft, like I don't think it was really no big names. That you know what I mean. Like you look back in hindsight, you can always say, "Oh, I would have took this guy." He should have took this guy and that guy. You know what I mean? Like if Jordan wouldn't have taken him, and he would have went somewhere and flowered. But go ahead, bro. What was you saying?
I believe that was the Tyson Chandler, Eddie Curry draft for the Bulls, but not major. It was a big draft for high school or young players, but not major. Future Hall of Famers came out of that draft, I should say.
Okay, well, wait, damn, 2001? That's what we said. Yeah, Kwame Brown became the first high school player to be drafted, according to Wikipedia, with the first overall pick. And then they said that the draft selections, Tyson Chandler was selected 2nd overall by the Clippers, but he was traded to our Bulls. So both of those guys, I mean, Paul Gasol. That was, Jordan.
Well, I mean, he was playing professionally in Europe already.
That's true. And Jordan didn't really like those slow-footed. Remember, he didn't like the old cook and all of that. Yeah, he wanted a tough kid who was homeless and wore bare feet. Yeah. Joe Johnson was it? What's that, bro?
To come bust you upside the head. He wanted somebody tough, somebody he can train, a dog out there on the court, and he didn't see that from the European players at that time.
Oh, Gasol was soft. Like I used to call him Paul Gasol. So it's not like he needed a goon, to protect him. All right, and then Joe Johnson was selected 10th overall in that same draft by the Celtics. Zach Randolph. I mean, Portland. That was a great draft pick by Portland, 19th overall. But who knew, right? Gerald Wallace. So yeah, this draft, Tony Parker. I mean, that was out of overseas. He's a little point guard. He was selected 28th. Gilbert Arenas, who's all up with the seasonings. Remember, he went 31st overall in that same draft, and then Mehmet Okur was the 38th overall pick. So I mean, that was a shit draft.
That was garbage, hot garbage. hot garbage. So I mean,
what the hell
even
happened?
if you would have, even if you'd have, shook it up and put Chandler first or Paul Gasol first. I mean,
it was garbage. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
Jordan they should have been trading that draft pick, the whole pick. He was, according to Kwame Brown, Jordan was drafting to trade him. I just would have been like, here, you could take this whole draft pick, give me like 4 or 5 picks on the back end or next year or something.
Do with it what you like. I mean,
man,
I don't think that was in style back in 2001 just to give up the pick and collect picks for future drafts.
Especially that first pick. Yeah.
And
right.
Probably, I mean, come on, these general managers have been around for a while. They knew it was a hot garbage draft, so future capital for.
So they're like, let's give it to the Wizards. You know what I mean? Right. The Lakers or the Celtics weren't going to have that number 1 pick overall that year. That's a good point. That's a good point. The NBA is fixed, is what we're saying, allegedly. All right, so we unpacked that draft. Give us some thoughts, and then this is for the chat as well. Now let's talk about it. Now try to sever the negative commentary, and you as a fan and as someone who laced them up on the schoolyards, give me your thoughts on his skill sets. Like, we're not talking about relationship to draft. Just analyze his game, Ace, which you saw, and give it to me in his prime. Kwame in his prime.
Kwame in his prime, I mean, was a player that needed to be developed. Needed a big man to develop him, to accentuate the skills that he was supposedly coming into the league with as a high school player. But the counterpoint to that is you never know what you're going to get with a 18-year-old player coming into playing in a league full of men. Back then, I mean, they were grown men. I mean, it was the end of Jordan's career, but these were skilled players. They weren't all highly skilled like Jordan and Pippen and Barkley and Elijah Wan and all those guys. But even those guys on the end of the bench were skilled players. They were skilled in every fundamental you can think of to play in the NBA. So, was he a bust? I mean, he was the number 1 pick in the draft. How can you name that guy a bust? I mean, there were several high draft picks that didn't make it through this league, but that was then. This is now. I mean, these guys are making some exorbitant amount of money to shoot 3-pointers. Imagine if when you were out there running around on the in Eisenhower High School, and you could think you can make $40 million in a season just shooting 3-pointers and running around and not playing defense. We didn't have those kind of options back in our days, but this is a different era. So, I mean, would he be?
Well, and go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Would he be?
Well, I want to attack that. Well, I don't know. Let me address. I want to address that question myself. I'm going to analyze, what I thought of his game too, and I like your analysis. Kwame. If I was analyzing his game, I'd say he was a defensive type. I wouldn't have said he had the quality, like the soft hands, like the Elijah Wan, but I love your assessment that if he was working, with a Bill, not Walton, but Bill Russell or Elijah Wan or Big Pat Ewing, someone that could show him the nuance of the game. I've played with 2 guards, bro, who, there's difference. It's the 2 guards. There's some 2 guards who, they never saw a shot they didn't want to take. Somebody told them they're a shooting guard. That's their role. And well, I've played, with cats like that. And so you don't have to give them much of a reason not to give you the damn ball. So, when you start saying, well, he didn't score a lot when he played with Kobe and Jordan, he's playing with Kobe and Jordan. I don't know how many people scored a lot Scottie Pippen didn't even average a lot of points when he played with Jordan. Doesn't mean he was a bum or a bust. That being said, now I have to sever, because I was afflicted, by the media campaign, the media tirade against this man. And it was also, Kwame, I'm going to say this, bro. It's bigger than them going after you, in my opinion, allegedly. They were also going after Michael Jeffrey Jordan and the whole idea of a black man making decisions, things like that. But value for a number one overall pick, I would say I would have been disappointed. Okay. But what you said, Ace, is right. Had he been developed, had somebody worked with him, it took some time to work with his game, he could have been something. So, but skill set, you didn't want him shooting outside of, I didn't want him shooting outside of, 13, 14 feet away from the rim. Didn't see him as having a lot of touch. I was okay with his defensive integrity. I was okay with that. I was okay with his ability to, rebound and things of this nature. And I don't think I've ever referred to him as a bum or a bust. So that's my assessment of his game. The game was different too back then. It wasn't all about the big man had to come in there and shoot the three and do all of this and that. But points per minute, we're going to say this. Points per minute, actually, Ace, he wasn't bad in his career, points per minute. So I think a lot of politics got into the game. And if this guy's camera comes on, I think we got Tory Wordsmith bouncing in the building. We'll let him do a quick 1 minute introduction and then we'll get him caught up. Wordsmith, what up with it, buddy?
What's the business? What's the business?
All right. Yeah, LEO in the building. Hey, shoot your 1 minute, your less than 1 minute shot, bro. Shoot your shot.
Oh man, Tory Wordsmith, y'all know me, co-host of the Self Love Show on TATN.
Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 7 p.m. All right, and bro, and then so Self Love, so y'all know he laced them up, at Leo, and all of us, we laced them up intramurally. On university campus, University of Illinois. Now, Self Love, where we're at right now, I just want to ask you, well, we already went over Kwame, where he's drafted. Thoughts? So you're right where we are. What were your thoughts on Kwame's skill set? And I'm not saying right now, but if you can remember, when you were watching the league, we were watching the league during this time. Kwame Brown, if someone said he was coming to the Bulls, I mean, what was your thoughts?
I didn't get to watch him a whole lot, but the narrative around him was bad. So, I mean, you know what I mean? And I just, like he stated, it wasn't really fair. I mean, he was a kid and, he had a big body, but nobody to show him shit. So that's the issue.
All right. I'm throwing this to both of y'all. This is for everybody. Was MJ to blame for the way people perceive Kwame?
Well, I mean, MJ is the biggest fish in the room. So he's the general manager. He's the superstar, and he's the easiest to blame. He's stated that he worked Kwame out before the games, and they expected him to come in and during the games and produce toward the end. I mean, he was just the biggest fish in the room. So, Jordan was going to get the blame for everything, whether it was good or bad.
So
Mike wasn't playing when he drafted him, and decided to come down and play after that. He berated him. You could see it on screen.
He berated everybody, but go ahead.
That's what I was gonna. That was the next sentence gonna come out of my mouth. If you wasn't doing what he liked, he berated you. So, is he to blame? No. Ultimately, there was some poor play. You know what I mean?
Well, what I say is this, and you know, I love MJ, and this isn't about MJ bashing, and that's what I love about Kwame's rant, because he doesn't even blame MJ. But I'm saying MJ just happens to be the GM in this case, and he happens to be a black man. But my narrative on this, if someone falls short in a draft, it should 100% be on the asshole who drafted him.
Yeah.
I feel like if I was a black man and I was running an organization and my job was to draft somebody number one, and I drafted this person, whether they're black, white, blue, pink, purple, or from Mars, right? The time I draft somebody who's a quote bust or bum or whatever, I'm out of it. Of course, I wouldn't have had to cash in Michael Jordan, because that's different. But I'm saying the lexicon in sports where they blame the athlete, Kwame didn't draft himself.
Right.
Had he been drafted in the second round, you know, people wouldn't have been calling him a bust.
Facts.
So we let these little short pink people who are typically doing the drafting make these mistakes after mistakes after mistakes, and then call the athletes, who happen to majority be people of color, busts and bums.
Right. That was the case here in Chicago with Trick Mabisky, was drafted by the Bears, and got to be a kind of a bust. But we'll see what happens in his career. I digress. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely on the hands of the scouting department and the general manager of that team. You know, leading into picking someone number one overall. Right. You got to have a lot of research, a lot of investigation into his family, into, you know, his friends, into his lifestyle, into his basketball skills. And, you know, realistically, how much can you investigate into a 18-year-old kid coming out of high school?
Facts.
Can you do? So,
all right, well, check this out. We're going to hit a quick 1 minute of video. If what's the name of this? What's his name? What do you call those people? Production can get their head out of their wazoos. It's coming along, and so it's a short video. I think it's with Becky. What's her name? Or response to Becky.
Go Becky.
Yeah.
Hey, Becky with a good hair. Still talking, huh?
Fair use. And Kwame said this is okay.
Still talking. You ain't learned your lesson yet. Life hadn't taught you ain't who you think you was yet. Huh? So, open up my Red Bull.
Red Bull now.
So, Becky with the good hair. You go to your job, and you up there with Rachel Nichols. Hey, boo, I remember you. I remember you when I was a teenager. And I didn't want to speak to you either. And you did what them people told you to do too.
You tell me.
And you wrote a negative article about a kid you didn't know a motherfucking thing about either. So it would be, it's interesting that they go take you to work, take you in front of Rachel Nichols, a person where if you track her career, when she first started, it was in DC. She first started, from what I know of her. From what I know of her, she was interviewing me. And she got very disrespectful. And she changed words that I said. So she a snake just like the guy she interviewed. So let's break it down. Matt Barnes, Becky with the good hair, little weak ass beta male. You want to sit there and pretend.
All right, so that's and that was from Kwame Brown's Mama's Cooking.
Seems like I gotta.
That's it. Stop this here. All right, that's the that was his response to Becky. So if y'all got comments on that, you can comment, or else we're gonna move on. Just wanted to run that video.
I enjoyed it.
I like the full uncensored version of the video where he kind of told those guys, where he stood as far as they were concerned. Any questions you had, you could have called them up, put them on your show, and he could have answered any questions or any concerns about him, his life, his career, his family. You could have talked to him mano a mano. And Becky with the good hair chose not to do so. So let the chips fall where they may.
Well, now, according to Becky with the good hair, I watched some of the podcasts and, that All the Smoke podcast that shows Gilbert Arenas was the guest. And they were all in the comments like, this is the video. But nobody took the time to put the timestamp self in there with the part. Like, how could y'all all do that and not put the damn timestamp? So I never got to the spot. But according, to like Stephen A. Smith, and others, they were saying that Becky with the good hair didn't really do nothing. So it'd be like if Self is on our show and me and Self are doing our show and he says, man, Ace was throwing the bricks. And I'm just laughing, and I smack Self on the leg, laughing. That's all Becky said Becky did. Becky's like, because Becky said Becky had to ask her team. What's his name? Because I'm gonna be calling him Becky forever, and I gotta stop.
Matt Barnes.
Yeah, Matt Barnes. Yes. Because Self, you know me. Yeah, Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes. He said that he never even said nothing about it. So I didn't watch the whole show. I want to go back and see it. But he's like, man, dude, just started going in on him, but he was going in on the whole show,
Right.
Y'all know how that go, man. Somebody crack a joke. You know how it is in the shot. You can't be laughing too hard and too long. You know what I mean? Because you're going to get the smoke, too.
Yeah, man, definitely got it. I mean, it's not like he singled out Becky. I mean, he went after everybody. Everybody associated.
Oh my
with
God!
the
But he
program.
dragged Becky. He talked about man.
His wife.
Yeah.
His former coach.
The stuff he dragged Becky on was similar to the stuff that Charlamagne the Broad dragged him on. Similar, a lot of legalese. But it wasn't about him. It was about his family, which made it just a low blow. Now, and again, I don't want people to think that I'm bumping for Becky because I'm pro Kwame all day. Now, question: can y'all remember some things, whether negative or positive, that you were hearing about Kwame over the last 20 years? Kwame Brown, can you remember some of the rants?
Outside of them, saying he's a bust early on, no, you didn't hear no bad hearing about him doing nothing. I didn't hear about him doing anything, reckless or
right,
off the court. You know what I mean? So
everything was associated with his, his numbers versus his draft status as a #1 pick. So, once he faded into oblivion or when his career was over, there was basically nothing else to talk about.
But what's this stuff I keep hearing, y'all? I've heard it from different people. Kwame said, you guys flapping about me like that. I was up for a contract. He was like, man, average people with my stats was like making like 80,000. Remember, that's when the NBA was just writing checks. 80 million. And he said he ended up getting like $39 million contract. And everybody's like, well, so what? You got 39 million. Even Stephen A was like, you make, bro, does that matter to y'all? $40 million?
Man.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Especially these guys are making $40 million a season now. I mean,
but they're acting like he's crazy. I've heard white people and black people say because he's rich. They're saying, Ace, your job, if your job was paying you, if you had an opportunity to make $10 million next year, and me and Tori came just shitting on your name and talking about complaints and shitting on you, and then because of that, you only made $5 million. They're saying that, well, he's making $5 million. He's still richer than most of the world. What?
Right.
It's clown shit.
Yeah.
Complete.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, especially with an athlete whose career I don't believe he was high on the endorsement chart.
He
as
wasn't.
far as getting endorsements. And you got a certain lifespan as a professional athlete. And
And
all those guys,
everybody wants all their money. They don't want anybody costing them money.
right.
Whether it's 30,000 a year, you know what I'm saying, or 100 million a year, you have a right, I think, if someone says, costing me money. I mean, I'm surprised like nobody's clapped back on that, man. Kwame did. Kwame was like, yeah. All right, well,
stopping my earn.
What's that,
Craziness, man. He saying they stopped his earn. You know what I mean? He was talking about what he could get. You know what I mean? That's
They
bad
did.
news.
He had to take whatever he could get. They sullied his name so bad that he had to sign a brick. What was the last straw, y'all, in this Kwame situation? Because so we're gonna say you guys we were talking about the bashing. Ace, did you have anything? Because I skipped you. You remember hearing any bashing over the years? Any particular like stuff they were saying about Kwame?
No, I mean for the most part, it was just like Self said. It was based on him being a quote unquote bust as far as being the #1 draft pick and what he ultimately produced in the league. One quote I did hear from him in the clips that he's been putting out is he considered the professional basketball players a fraternity, and he was hurt by that. His guys would, come out and to the public either on YouTube or their podcasts or whatever they were doing, and they were downing his name, and they were all supposed to be a brotherhood. Now, if they were a brotherhood, who goes and, spouts off this about brother who hasn't said anything, went on to live his life, raise his kids, and put him in a position where he's got to defend himself to his 4-year-old daughter talking about, Daddy, are you a bust?
Ace,
like you said,
great point.
What do I
great
know?
point. I haven't heard nobody. Go ahead. What
does she know about being a bust? I mean, she's 4 years old. The only thing she knows about is this crap that you're putting out here to the mainstream media for no reason.
And I haven't heard anyone address that because there was a code. There did used to be a code when former athletes, because Jay Williams does it, Rose, he's on code. He's on code. All the athletes, when they first got in the booth, they weren't Booger McFarland. They were still beholden. Even John Madden was respectful how he analyzed the game. They were beholden to, like you said, that fraternity, that code of ethics. And so a journalist might be popping off, but I have respect because I played the game. I got respect for everything you've done in the game and you've done in the game. And I say, wait a minute, hold it. You can't, because you know how that would make you feel as a professional, people talking about your craft like that. So typically you don't hear other athletes talking a certain way about other athletes. But that later generation did start doing that fuck shit.
Yeah.
And they already had money. My fault. Go ahead, Joe.
It's facts. It's nowhere other way around it. And the last straw, I think he said, was because the joke, because Jeannie Buss said the trade for Paul Gasol included 3 players, and they were just saying, "Oh no, you just traded 1 player."
Was that on All the Smoke?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. On the show with Gilbert Arenas?
If it wasn't that show, I know it was Jeannie Buss that was talking to them about that.
So Jeannie might have been on it. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, well, thanks for that clarification. So that's the straw that broke the camel's back. Ace, any straws that? Yeah, I think that was, and I think when Gilbert Arenas popped up, when they were popping off about him on, it was Stephen A. Jackson. I think Stephen Jackson said, not Stephen A. Jackson. Stephen Jackson said something.
That it was only one player in the trade.
And then Matt Barnes slapped him on his knee.
Yeah, and they were all
laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's disrespectful, bro. You know what I mean? And then when he claps back, they want to start saying, acting funny. Yeah, that's the trip. All right. So here we go. we're gonna roll this into a video. So production, if you guys can get the next one running, what we're doing is for the host, we're gonna kind of talk through this one, and we're doing it under fair use. This one's gonna be a longer one, so we'll see where it takes us. Second here.
Address
and tell me when y'all want me to pause it. Fair use.
So
fair use.
I'm going to address Gilbert Arenas and Steven Jackson.
Here we go, Sal.
On the All the Smoke podcast. First, I'm going to try to start it off by being, calm and answering some of the things that they said, and then give a little history between the two gentlemen and why neither one of these gentlemen asked me on to their podcast, but they seem to like to talk about me in interviews.
Great point.
And things of that nature. And I think I can explain why. Because I smell it on them. But, so Gilbert came on there.
He remind me of Ron
and
Time.
He tried to pretend like a nice guy. He tried to act like an ally and like he was cool with me. But he said some of the same talking points that everyone else say. Okay. So let's address it. He said that my hands were too small. Okay. My hands were too small. The same hands that they measure for, they look you up and down. They check your body inside out. It's not like you get drafted and they just say, hey, we're just going to give you 12, 15, 20 million dollars. No, they know your family history. They know you. They do what's called research. Everything about you, they know. So no one asked why Stephen A. Smith, why Gilbert Arenas, why Steven Jackson, why all these news outlets that claim to be media, when they just the peanut gallery, they just the go along, get along gang, fanboys. They friends with everybody. I'm friends with nobody. I ain't know you niggas before, and I don't want to know you niggas now. That's how I was rocking. When I grew up, that's
came up under
how
Jordan.
it was. It's no offense. There's a lane for you and there's a lane for me. If we piece up and we rock together, then
Kobe didn't play with them either.
Other than that, I ain't trying to make no unnecessary friends and get attached to your emotions because I'm a grown man. See, a lot of you niggas just fanboys. So nobody ever asked, why would, if that's, what company bashes its own product? That is a marketing disaster. What company that research everything about a guy and then comes up with a cockamamie story that his hands are too small? And no one ever asked, why would MJ, first of all, someone with one of the biggest hands that you ever gonna see, MJ hands is like a glove. It's like a fucking catcher's mitt. So compared to his hands, yeah, my hands are small. But ask Kurt Ramsey. He was an assistant coach for
don't want to fuck
the
with Mike
Lakers,
too much.
and he came up to me with the same mumbo jumbo.
Yeah,
and then I explained to him the story. He said, put your right hand
Mike
up.
come
I said,
slap
I can't
shit
really
out
do
this
that
motherfucker.
because it's hard for me to open his hand. Because I broke my fifth, what is it, metacarpal? Tarsal is feet. I think it's metacarpal. I broke my fifth metacarpal, and I also broke my fourth metacarpal, and it broke the eighth bone in my wrist. So this one happened.
Yeah, he punched the wall because he got fouled.
When I fucking, what was that? I got fouled.
Jordan still took number one overall.
I had an attitude problem. Coming from the hood and coming in the environment that I grew up in, being in a homeless shelter, my mother having 8 children, 7 of them boys. Father go to prison for murder, so he's doing life sentence. So typical real nigga existence.
Hey, he said that he was barefoot and somebody was clowning him. He said he played the dude barefoot one-on-one for his shoes. The dude wore about the same size shoes. Said his feet was killing him. Said he beat him and took his shoes.
And that causes side effects. So I didn't know how to deal with problems in the manner that most kids would probably deal with a problem. So I got fouled, and even though the wall was padded, I just hit the wall like
How he
fuck.
had
Ref
no
didn't
shoes?
call
He
the
was in the
call,
South though. So
and
if
it
y'all
broke
did say
my
y'all
fifth
did used to say is people still walking around in the South barefoot. But goddamn, bro, this was been all right. I'm my fault. We're gonna keep this going.
2001.
Correct me. It might be partial, but I think it's medical.
And he was big as hell,
And
you know, growing fast as
you know,
hell.
I was
You know, they
Yeah.
weren't able to keep up with
That's
his
a good
feet
point,
with
Self.
shoes.
That
8
is
kids,
and they couldn't find the
8 children.
hand-me-downs. Yep, and they couldn't find the hand-me-downs and the cheap ones. That's a good point.
Because he was probably bigger than everybody else.
Yeah, they weren't trying to buy him shit.
My mom, my stepdad, rest his soul, was super tall, and she used to say it was hard to find clothes and shoes and stuff for people like that, even brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
to use it, but at times, some people understand when
But
you
you
break a
rich.
bone at times. And I think Gary Vitti for the Lakers, he broke 2 of his knuckles right here as well. And at times, you can barely close your hand. So, but I was able to go through therapy, and I played the entire season, my sophomore year with a broken hand. So people talk about numbers and all that. I never gave a fuck about no numbers. I was a free lunch program baby. I was the kid that walked to the park with no shoes on, and a guy teased me about not having shoes, and I tricked his dumb ass into playing me one-on-one. And my feet were so callous. By the time we finished playing, I left with his shoes. They were just my
Should have
size.
some shoes with the
So I've
toes cut
always
out.
been the guy that learned how to figure shit out. And I think when I get around certain people that ain't never
Part
figured
of the
nothing out,
Southeast
ain't never persevered,
town
ain't
he
never.
was in.
What's that, Ace?
Depends on what town he was in. They might not have had a store. They might
He
not have
was in a
store.
little town. He was in a
Yeah.
little town. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wow.
Nigga, I came through a homeless shelter. Reason why I smile and I laugh and I'm always like I am, nigga, life is hard, nigga. It's so many niggas think I'm pussy just because life is hard, nigga. Life
That's
is
why
hard.
when they was trying to say Jordan was bullying him, I was like, bullshit. I don't give a fuck what nobody said. I mean, he was bullying him, manning him up. But Kwame, I saw in the interview where Kwame said Jordan never made him cry. So that's some sort of narrative, bro.
It was a narrative.
Yes.
Real talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm not
Last
saying
Dance
Jordan
Man.
didn't intimidate him, but come on, man. You hear his background?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to create no unnecessary drama, but we're gonna get to some truths and some untruths. So I broke my 5th metacarpal in a basketball game. And, you know, when I went to the University of Florida on a visit, and then see the one thing about me, that's why so many guys gotta talk about one thing, which is a game. Well, nigga, I don't play no more. See, you niggas want to keep talking about a game, but I'm a full-fledged man. And see, men don't really do what you guys do. You try to stand on a nigga's shoulders to look bigger. But see, one thing you niggas don't understand about women, when y'all be talking the way y'all talking about a man, a woman gonna come find out why you talking about him. Cause I be over here minding my business.
Boy, they used to talk about the noops on the yard, didn't they? Self-love.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy, yeah, they sure used to talk and they kept us in the females' minds. Boy. Mills did what? Big ups.
Let's get back to
Big
the
ups to
story.
all the GDI haters.
My hands are small. Cool.
It was a regulated
We going,
too.
even though I broke every record, Mr. Georgia, McDonald's All-America, all these things. Now all of a sudden they're too small. Okay, so let's explain the too small part. So now I go on a visit to the University of Florida, and you can check with Udonis Haslam on this. A lot of these guys, you know, they know the truth. That's why they're a little bit intimidated. That's why at 20, it's gonna be 40 years later, they're still gonna be talking about me, even though they won't bring up numbers and analytics and say that he was the only #1 draft pick that played the amount of minutes he played. But they won't bring that up. But it's cool.
Yeah, he
We'll
wasn't
let
getting
them
no
talk
minutes.
because they're a little
That's what I'm
bit
saying.
jealous. No matter how much money they make, no matter how much fame they got, no matter how much radio stations they get, they still talking about little old me that is allegedly a bust. Well, I'm playing in you niggas' head. Well, anywho, and I know you gonna say you ain't jealous or whatever else, but okay. Check with Udonis Haslam. He was on the University of Florida team at this time. Tommy Ostrom, he was there as well. I'm there on a visit with my late great friend Lomac, Roderick McCray. He was actually on the run, and I'm trying to get this nigga out the hood and get him to change his life. Cause see, that's what I do. I don't just run my motherfucking mouth on the internet and then pretend to be a Black Lives Matter activist, Steven Jackson, and then shoot at niggas and claim to be a gangster the next minute. See, I'm a grown-ass man with children. So I don't play kid games. See, that's the difference between me and you niggas.
All right,
So
we're gonna pause it.
back to the
We're
story.
gonna pause it right
So
here. It's only like 4 minutes left. So, but before you guys comment, Smoke G1016 said Stephen A was going around saying how he was a bust and a bum while he was doing speeches at different venues. And I think Smoke G is saying more currently, you know, like this one, like, you know what I mean? And you sitting around like, this guy still fucking talking about me. And then he said recently what sent him over the top was Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson were talking about him on the show. I think that's what you said, Self-Love. Okay. Yeah. Appreciate that clarification, bro. Anything about that previous video y'all wanted to comment on?
It sounds logical. Pretty straightforward. Like I broke the fourth metacarpal hooping at on 76 and Phillips. And it made it harder. I mean, you know, it's on my left hand too, you know what I'm saying? So and then break both of them. If I had broke both of them, then that definitely would weaken your hand. I mean, shit.
Mm-hmm.
The grip would be, because like he said, I had to work to get the grip back in this, and they were like, "You're blessed," because I can still align my hand up.
How old was you when it happened?
24, 25. We was here.
Yeah, but I don't remember hooping on Phillips. You said you was hooping over on Phillips. I'm like, shit, I wasn't over on.
I was by myself, but we hooped there. It was a center there.
Was it a YMCA? It was a Y.
It's not a YMCA. It's a it's a center. They had it was like community center. It was a community
I think I went to the
center.
Y with y'all, but I can't remember too much 76 and Phillips. G, I'm being 100 with you. But
Right,
I mean,
you wasn't there. That I mean,
but
we
you said I've
hooped
been
in
there. But you said I hooped it.
Kareem used to run it. Kareem used to run the
it was
center.
privatized. It was privatized.
Yeah,
it was okay.
It was a community.
It wasn't
center.
open, and everybody in the hood was coming in.
Nah, not like that. Nope.
Okay, all right. Well, that sounds more like me.
I mean,
the
people that were involved in the center.
Correct.
You know what I mean, was there.
Correct.
From
it was some order. It was some order.
It was complete order to it. It wasn't it wasn't like what happened on 71st.
Okay. Which I think that left a sour taste in my mouth fucking around. Basketball ain't that important. I'm up
mine too.
I'm talking about shooting. They were talking about shooting something else. Like, wait,
right.
We're not talking about the same thing.
Who are you?
Man. All right, so let's see. We're going to continue unpacking Mama's seasonings. So because we're wrapping it up now, I think we did a pretty good job, and this story is going to keep going on. But Mama's seasoning, do y'all know what that's about? Like, what is the Mama seasoning? And but before we go there, Boyce Watkins. Did you guys see Dr. Boyce Watkins put his toe in the Mama seasonings pot?
Yeah, he wanted some of Mama's cooking. He definitely did, and he got it too. I didn't hear it. Well, I know he got it though.
Well, what he did, Ace, he went on. He posted a video, and he just got married, and he's in the car, and it feels like to me like these bigger YouTubers, if they're on one side or the other, they're getting phone calls. Breakfast Club, they can pull Jay-Z out. There's all types of people coming out. They pulling out all the stops to try to save their little thing, and it's so obvious. But now I don't know what side Boyce is on or what have you. I'm not gonna say that. But what he did was I was in agreement with what he said. Okay, for instance, Charlemagne the God, and I'm gonna play a video. He did apologize, right? I took it at face value. What's that?
Yeah, no choice. I mean, you got to get this guy up off of you.
Correct. But if we're leading the youth, and if we're truly trying to get peace on the street and we're trying to, you know, be elders and be grown men, if someone apologizes, whatever the reason was, I'm not going to say, oh, your job made you. I mean, once they apologize, bro, I mean, what do you want? What do you want? Like, what do you want at that point? What is it that you want? What can I do now? What can I do? Right? So, right. That's all I'm saying. So, me as a man, once I apologize, now what do you want? So that's what Dr. Boyce was talking about. But I know what you're saying, Asa, because that's what all the comments were about. It was a disingenuous apology, and they're saying that he's a creepo. But that's a whole separate thing. I'm just saying he did come out on his platform where he put his foot in his mouth, and he apologized, and that has to stand for something. We can't tell these kids to learn how to resolve their disputes if we're 40 and 50 years old and we can't, you know, accept a man's apology. Now, but back to Boyce Watkins, and that's what Dr. Boyce was saying, and I'm agreeing with him. I'm like, cool. And then he said, Ace, and this is where the illumibooty came out, in my opinion, allegedly. He said, you know, that last video that he made with the word Nigga in the title, and I saw that video, Ace, and I put a comment in for Kwame. I'm like, listen, man, I've been doing YouTube for about 6 months. You got that in your title. They can ding you for that, right? I did that. I didn't make a video. Boyce got all these people watching his videos, and he's like, and, you know, he's like, and he's got Nigga in the video. And he's like, and drop in the comments, you know, how would you guys feel if a white guy or somebody who wasn't black had Nigga? And he kept saying it. He's like, and what would you do? And he kept saying it. No, drop it in the chat. And it was just textbook dry snitching, bro.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, you know, I think as far as what you're saying is what Kwame want past the apology, I think what he's always said from the beginning is, why don't you have me on your platform and let's talk? And, you know, now these guys, if they didn't caught all the smoke, they didn't caught mama seasoning, they just want to apologize or say, you know, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't want to hurt your feelings. And then they want to disappear. But they still don't want to talk to this guy. And you know, he just wants to, I guess, get in front of a man to man, and maybe they can hammer things out. But nobody wants that. Everybody just wants to say whatever they're going to say. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. And then they want to go in their hole and then move on with their life.
I mean, I don't, you know, I'm not raising boys. But I feel like if I was raising children and raising boys and being an elder, once a man comes out on the public forum and apologizes, that really should be it. That's just, I mean, I know it's tough because of what he talked about. What he did, what he talked about, it's tough to come out and say, I'm sorry, because he did it in front of 4 million people and brought up some stuff that he claimed was public information.
And he also claimed that he was doing it to defend Kwame.
To help him. Yeah, that was part of the BS in the apology. I'll give you that. He should have definitely left that out. Because even in the comments, they were saying he was doing that. No, you weren't. No. When you were shitting on him, you weren't defending Kwame. You were defending your guys. And you were basically saying that you were saying that because everybody in his family is allegedly, quote, crazy and killers and murderers and stuff, you know, because Adolf Hitler is crazy, then we need to kill everybody in the Hitler family, which is probably why you don't find anybody with the last name Hitler anymore.
Oh, they all changed their names. They completely disconnected from that.
I told Vlad he had Lil Mulatto on there. You know she changed her name, and it was because of me, bro. I'm telling you, man. It was sidebar. Little Mulatto was on Vlad TV about a half year ago. I put in the chat, I said, Vlad, you bogus, man. I said, you got this, and it was in the title, Lil Mulatto, something. I was like, you bogus, man. Because I knew a mixed guy, bro. I got him in my family, but it's a mixed guy I work with. I used to call him something mulatto. He used to get pissed. And then we talked it out, and he was like, man, that's offensive. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, okay, I thought y'all was mulatto. Yeah, I thought that was a thing. And then he said it was really offensive. So I told Vlad that, and his bots. It could have been Vlad, but all the bots were like, you don't like it, don't watch it, and some other shit, and that's her name. And I said, well, here's what I said. So I said, so if I interview somebody with the name who calls himself Lil Hitler, right, or Lil Jaime, huh, and put that in the title, because I can find her. You know what I'm saying? I can go out and find somebody, say your rap name is Lil Hitler or Lil Jaime, right? Lil Jaime, right?
Yeah.
And put that in the title and sit there and let them talk. The sad thing was, and I'll get back on thing, the girl was very eloquent. She had a mom and dad in the picture. You know what I mean? Her dad was her man. It just, she had a college degree. And I'm like, why?
Why
And
this time?
she was,
Why this name?
what's that, Ace?
Why this name? I mean, you know, you could have come up with anything.
And that's what happened, though. I think it wasn't just me, though. She started getting pushback, and she did come out and change her name, bro. And I was like, you know, and that's why I say, so you got to say something. Because people was like, well, you know, just don't watch it. And I was like, okay, all right, Vlad, because I be knowing when it's Vlad. I be knowing when it's them, you know, under their troll name. Yeah, okay. So if I go out and get Lil Jaime and we put Lil Jaime on the Self-Love Show, that's okay, right? Yeah. Oh, no. Yep. Yeah. No. Yeah. So with the paradigm shift. But so yeah, we were talking about the apology though. I agree with you guys on that. With you on that, Tori. It was like he threw in a lie in there. He threw in some bullshit in that apology.
Disingenuous, man. I just really.
I was up
like
with him until he threw that bullshit in that apology. You're right, bro.
He was trying to save his, you know, back end.
His job.
You know, yeah. Mm-hmm. His whole life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because, you know.
And he's been a little prick when it comes to other guys who are accused of the same type of shit.
Man.
Big hypocrite.
Man.
And he opened the door. I mean, he opened the door. And then you send a cease and desist letter to this guy. Kind of shit is that?
That's what they do, bro.
Yeah.
Man,
yeah.
Me and Self-Love have discovered that YouTube is extremely happy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The YouTubers and YouTube, they're extremely happy, Ace.
I mean, you look up and down the timeline, it's nothing but Kwame Brown. And or faces, memes of Charlemagne and Stephen A. Smith, and you know.
Yeah, well, I'm not talking about that kind of happy.
It's funny.
We're not talking about that kind of happy. I'm saying YouTube is happy. Ace knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yes. So, you know, it leaves everybody who's not happy, you know, in a quandary, so to speak. You know?
What do we do?
Yeah, it's controlled by all the super happy people. Now, I don't know if we can say happy on YouTube, and you know, can we say that? Yeah. Big ups to the happy people.
Rainbows are carried like blankets.
Okay, here we go. Yeah. Now, so you see why we're on Shadow Band? You see why we're going to get some more channels going? So you see why we got to start doing this? Because we got other people who probably don't want this banter in it, you know. So yeah, we'll get it all fixed up. Let me go to one last. But y'all go ahead and carry the show. Oh no, let me go ahead and before y'all carry the show, I do want to continue. Let's close out this Kwame video, and then I want to play one more video, and then we'll close it out. So let's see. Yeah. Let's go there, and then okay. So what is live stream? Where they go? All righty. Where did it go?
Shout out to you for playing the Mellow Kwame videos because my research over the past week, I've seen him go ham quite a few times over Becky and Steppen and Steven Jackson, Gilbert Arenas, whoever wanted something.
Well, they've got their thumb up me and Self-Love's crawl right now. They're watching us. Once we got the 300 subscribers, these guys are actually in it to win it. We got to start getting them. So they start, because me and Self-Love were getting away with all types of stuff, and people were like, "Oh, if I could say that on YouTube, I could do that on YouTube." Weren't they something? Yeah. As soon as we hit 300, they were like, "What are you guys doing?" I mean, you can't say that.
From the jump, bro, they was like, "I can't believe that you're
doing this. One thing.
I can't believe. I can't believe that
we weren't conditioned. We weren't happy. We came on just speaking from the chest. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and Silver back in it. Yeah.
It was typing that in and pushing the report button at the same time.
Yeah. It's exactly what was going on, Ace. That's and that's why a lot of people was telling me and Tori, we don't fuck with YouTube. Tori knew about YouTube though.
I'm with my boy Roger McCray Lomax.
We will. Damn it.
Girl was, in love with whatever he was saying. And so her and her friend was getting ready to come over and talk to us. Next day I knew my friend getting punched and he rolling down the steps. So I go there.
Yeah, we're gonna get off of that. They're pissing me off. It must be the spooks. The spooks are here. The spooks are here. All right, let's see what's gonna happen, y'all. We're going to the next video.
Roy Hibbert.
Oh yeah,
I saw a video.
Y'all remember Roy Hibbert? He should shut his mouth.
You've got to tell our audience.
Talking about a bust.
I didn't want to be a hypocrite, but you took the words right out of my mouth.
Please say this on national TV because
he had big men training him
I'll be
too.
accused of instigating it if I did it. You go ahead and tell them what you told me.
Big John Thompson.
When I was a little kid growing up in D.C., I went for a WWE event, SummerSlam, and
I think he was kind of happy himself.
I went ahead and tried to go shake his hand. I'm a 6'10", guy. He's 6'11", 6'10", and I thought he would, reciprocate. And he looked me up and down, just walked by with his entourage. And I said, one day I'm gonna get into the league and show him, give him the business.
Kwame is saying that Oprah Winfrey is behind all this because Oprah team wanted Kwame to come on and be a simp and say how great the single mother lifestyle was, and sell that narrative that start to continue to ram it down our throat to keep our families apart. And Kwame refused. Kwame said that I'm not going to do that. He said because he was helping his mom. That's what he was trying to say, and he was against that narrative. And he said that somebody reached out to him, y'all, and said that no, you can't say no to Oprah. You know what I mean? You got to do this. Like it's illumibooty. And he was like, why can't I say no? And then because you ask yourself, why? What is this about, Stephen A? Like, right?
Yeah.
Why is he asking this guy about Kwame Brown?
At a WWE event.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Now it sounds like some lies because Kwame Brown didn't have no entourage.
Correct. And look at him. Look at the little
happy.
Yeah. Y'all funny as hell.
I said, I'm not going to talk to him. I felt this
and Kwame said this never happened.
He was probably going through a tough time at the time.
How was that really? Really, when he first came in the league,
Kwame said, bro, let me stop this. Kwame said it never happened, and I believe him. Kwame said that everybody who know him, if he'd have seen another big like that, he would have hollered at him. You know what I'm saying? You think of what Kwame was going through. And that's what I'm saying. It don't make no sense. Look at him lying, scratching his head. Roy Hibbert.
And this guy was playing on TV every week for Georgetown.
Correct.
Who picked him, Stephen A? Who picked Kwame? Who chose him number one?
See, he want to blame Mike. See,
you lying like
see,
a
that's what I told you.
Anybody who know me know damn well I wouldn't walk past
he
no
got mad at Mike because Mike.
And you should see the dumb shit you said. Stephen A. up there looking like the Grinch that stole Christmas. What did Kwame Brown say to you? Tell all of the world what he say to you. Well, big goofy punk bitch. I said he walked past me and he was 6'11", and I thought because I was 6'10", he was gonna talk to me. But he walked past me with his entourage. Bitch, you lying. My entourage wouldn't have came with me to no goddamn WWE or whatever your punk ass said. You lying bitch. My entourage only came with me to the club, motherfucker. They ain't come with me to the gym. They wasn't with me when I was shooting in the gym.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah, them motherfuckers ain't go with me nowhere but to the club and the hotel. Well, I know you lying, bitch. Why did you let them people pay you to do that, bitch? and you dusty ass dead Dracula face, Skip Bayless. Why, when I look at your face, bitch,
He don't realize that
something
Skip
about your
is taking a
face
shot
just
at Mike.
make me want to say, I want to suck your blood.
No, he still say some still very man. He takes a shot at Mike, but he still wants to talk shit about him. Like
of course. Right. But I'm saying that was back in time when that happened. Yeah. And that was all about black people not having the mental capacities to be in general management and making draft picks. And any mistake we make, they're gonna highlight it.
Yes, fucking.
As we saw the draft.
Mama's cooking, bitch. I'm gonna get all you motherfucking punk bitches. I told you. You gonna get my mama seasoning and spices, bitch.
Seasoning
the
and
fuck
spices.
wrong with you? You gonna bring this little punk ass knock knee bitch. I'm gonna kick his ass.
What'd you say, Tori?
I would just repeat them.
Oh, okay.
To my mama seasoning and cooking, bro.
Look at his face.
Spices, seasoning, spices.
I don't know what's in that hookah, boy, but he be smoking on that hookah.
Man,
you ain't do it. I dumped on your bitch ass in Indiana. Go look at the tape. I went right round your dumb ass and bam, and I was heavy as hell then. I was just coming back from an injury. So, bitch, mission not accomplished.
Hey, I believe he yammed on Stiff Hill. Man, that motherfucker was stiff as fuck.
Let me go in there and kick his ass. Shut the fuck up, bitch. I ain't never walked past no kid with my entourage. They told you all the words to say, didn't they? You little knock-knee bitch. That's what they told you to say, didn't they, boy? Tell the truth. Tell the goddamn truth.
They wondering why he went viral. Smart.
Roy Hibbert.
He great.
Roy Hobart. You can get some of this mama's cooking, bitch. You was a paid monkey. Shut your bitch ass up, nigga.
Yeah, paid monkey.
Paid monkey. You went up there with that dead face bitch, Skip Bayless. Look like he ain't got no blood going to his goddamn face tissue. Your shit whiter than a dog. Boy, your shit whiter than this napkin. Holding this shit up. You's one ugly, dry-faced bitch.
Geechee.
You got them
like with the Geechee.
Yeah. You set up there last.
Them Gullah, that's them Gullah people from the Gullah Islands.
Yeah. He thought I wasn't gonna see that, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but I see it. Flat-foot hoe. You lucky you old as fuck. Cause I'll find out who the fuck you with and give her some of this.
Oh.
Yes. Oh. And you see, he holding back. You know, this dude funny, man. He should have been a comedian.
Stephen A, bitch, you the devil. You sitting there having this grown-ass man lie because he don't like me. Y'all, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? What the fuck did I do to y'all bitches? Jesus Christ. Bitch went around the world just giving out cues of who y'all think of. Look at him, he walking past kids. Look at him, colleges, he a bus. Look at him. What the fuck is wrong with you motherfuckers, man? You motherfuckers sick. I think I need to sue your ass, Stephen A, for harassment for 20 motherfucking years. I might need to sue your company. What was y'all thinking? I really want to know. What was you teaching the kids?
What was that?
Yeah, you don't want to mess with this.
No, you're going to come up missing, bro. I tell you.
Whether I'm a bus or not, what the fuck was you doing there teaching them, boy? What was they learning? What was the value of you being at a college campus, sir? Talking about my likeness.
See, that's where he's getting into the theory that we're going to go into. He's getting into the theory stuff about, you know, the one and done.
I really didn't want to do this. I really didn't want to do this.
I don't think we're going to
I
show
was going to leave
this.
Kwame Brown.
Oh, but it's 57.
I wasn't going to say a damn word.
It's not ESPN because they would have cut us off. This is another channel.
But all of these videos, all of these lengthy videos, on top of people emailing me and bothering me because of something Kwame Brown had to say, like I'm supposed to be scared. Okay.
He's scared.
We'll see how scared I am.
He's scared because
Stephen A's work.
Hey, so
ESPN.
I'm telling you, they watching our show, bro.
Tonight.
Because we literally was talking about on that coon show that these people are too comfortable. And they own these coons in the street. It was literally like the next day after we said it, they harassing these coons now. And I was like, man, no, they too comfortable, bro. They at restaurants and they like, look at this car I got. No, we're gonna key scratch. I'm not telling the kids to key scratch somebody's car, but no, but Hey man, y'all got an itch though, man. Y'all going,
Right.
y'all doing the most, bro.
Right, y'all got a platform to make things happen. I mean, you know, we 1 year past the George Floyd murder.
Yeah.
Y'all still out here attacking black men with y'all platform.
Right,
And that's what
and it's
Kwame's been saying.
uneven. It's uneven. They don't attack
Hockey
others.
players.
Others, period. They attack black people in every sport.
Yeah.
Even in hockey, the black dude.
Correct. But the sports where they're the majority blacks, those are the ones that be under attack. And that's the NFL, which is and the rappers, that's not a sport. And the NBA players, they're under attack. Anything that's majority black is under attack.
All the time. For a long time now.
But you're right though, any sport, the baseball players, Barry Bonds, they run us out.
You know, instead of talking about the change of the game in baseball, where you know it went from a speed game and a skill game to you know anybody just coming up there just swinging
away,
swinging for the fences. Every time you're up there at bat, you can get 20 home runs in the major league season. All you got to do is just catch 20 balls in a season or 25 balls in a
162 game season.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah, but where did that get us? With the Cubs and Sammy Sosa doing that shit. Nothing. Yeah. You know what I mean? It got us a bunch of meaningless home runs. He hit home runs when we were up 20 runs, but we needed something. Sammy Sosa became white. But we need to do a show. That's going to be our, I don't know if that's going to be our next one. But yeah, we need to do a show on the curious case of Sammy Sosa. You know what I mean? We need to unpack Sammy Sosa.
Well, what it brought about is the elimination of the African-American or the black player in baseball. They can't use their speed and their defensive skills to win games because all they want to do is hit home runs.
Well, that's what they're doing in basketball, making it the three-pointer, and they're making it a white game.
The foreign game.
And they're using this code, playing the game the right way. That's the white way. Remember, they used to say that in Empty. They used to love me. I used to be in there before y'all showed up. I'd be playing with all the white. I used to shine with the white boys. But y'all know my game. It was similar to the white boys, but a little more swag. And they used to love me because I played the game the right way. You know, I'm passing. But self, they would work the ball around and just be giving it to me every time. As soon as y'all show up, I'm like, I'm not playing with y'all no more. You know what I mean? It was just like that. They be shaking my hand and shit. Yeah,
we had next anyway. So
yeah. I was waiting on the guys to get in. But man, that shit was fun.
And as far as having necks, we walked in the gym with necks because Ace would just go in there and take necks.
Oh yeah, remember when we used to hit him with the downtones too? No, I've been here. Because remember that nobody ever knew what the fuck was going on. No, I had that. That was the thing. You hit him with it. No, he had it. And then somebody come confirm it. You just need confirmation. Yeah, no, he was sitting on. That's all. You needed was confirmation. Yeah. And the person you're gangstering the next from, they didn't want that. They just knew. Hey,
they didn't want to smoke.
Right. You're going to be up next. This is going to take 20 minutes. They knew we was about to put quick work in.
Beat the brakes off.
And y'all with next, bro.
And y'all are going to get it next. And yes. Or you can get it now, you know, but that's a whole other thing. We're digressing. All right, but hold on. Let me see let me just look at this one thing. I want to see what production. Because Matt Barnes. Yeah, here we go. Can y'all see this? Am I sharing? No?
Not yet.
All right, I'm not sharing. Yeah, this is Matt Barnes. I finally watched this today. You know, let me get it back. Matt Barnes. All right, I'll let y'all listen to it and then say what y'all feel.
About dude, but
I don't lead nobody. Give me a second. Take it back a little bit.
Coming for us or coming for me or coming for us, you know, you're gonna get attention. I think that's all you.
Take it back. This is Matt Barnes. Kwame Brown, for everybody who don't know, is referring to this gentleman as Becky with the good hair. Is it because there's man, I used to get weed when I first moved to LA from a dude that looked just like him, man. We call him S1. I swear, self, I don't know if you met him. S1, bro, looked just like this dude, just shorter. You know what I mean? He's sitting here smoking weed.
This weekend, coaching.
Yeah,
so I kind of
he spoke on the show, on the podcast.
On the internet.
I think it's all show. He ain't got weed in that blunt.
Yeah, he does.
Look at his eyes.
I never said nothing about dude, but
true.
Obviously,
Look
coming
at his
for
shirt,
us or coming
his
for me or
sweatshirt.
coming for us, you know you're gonna get attention. I think that's all you were searching for. Bro, you've been getting made fun of since you came in the league for not living up to expectations.
Wow.
People laugh and joke about you all the time. Me, I didn't do that. Never laughed, never joked, because I don't talk about people like that.
Doing it now.
So I asked my team, like, yo, what did I do? Did I miss something? I know I'd be high out here, so did I miss something?
Look how he hit the
And they
blunt.
said,
That's what I'm saying. It's all for show.
I tapped Jack's knee when something was said.
Smoke
that's
blunt
what
like
got
a
you
broad.
mad. Me tapping somebody's knee. You need a hug, bro.
We gotta take this back production. Seriously, y'all are overlooking. Seriously, he's wasting the weed. Y'all ain't never smoked weed with somebody who ain't put on it. And this weed ain't doing nothing. If you don't inhale this shit, and
his eyes, he trying to get this talk out.
I don't give a fuck what he's trying to do. Look at this. That's bullshit. He's wasting weed. Look at this shit. He's putting on a show. If you're trying to get the talk out, then put the blunt out and talk. He's putting on a show. Listen to this. I don't smoke weed.
So I asked my team, like, yo, what did I do? Did I miss something? I know I'd be high out
This
here, so.
This motherfucker high
Come
out
on,
here
that's
right now.
bullshit. Ain't nobody wasting weed like that. And he blew it like a little bitch. Come on, man.
Hold on. There are.
Hold on, let me pause this.
Me
Come
tapping
on.
somebody.
Yes, you need to pause this.
You want
There
to bump
are
for Becky?
people out
You want to
here.
bump for Becky with the good hair?
No, I'm not bumping for
wasting
anybody.
Weed, so let's stop the
I'm
show and let you bump
I'm
for
not
Becky with the
bumping
good
at
hair.
all. I'm
Come
not
on.
bumping at all.
Jesus
There are
Christ.
clowns that waste weed, and that just goes right along with what it is. There are clowns that waste weed, and I see it, and I'd be like, smoke it. You remember I used to be like, smoke it.
Yes.
Yes.
This is what we're talking about.
But smoke it is like it's lost. It's lost. Especially when somebody rolled it and is smoking their own thing. There's a lot of clowns.
You're right, Tori. No, you're right. And they're just wasting weed.
Yes. And he's one of them. He's high already. And you are right. It was a prop because he's already blown.
Did you see what he did? Come on, bro.
But he did blow out more smoke than I expected from what he did. Honestly.
It blew out all of
it. But he blew out all the smoke. It was white because he never inhaled it. Correct. He just it was bro, it was like a kid playing with a cigarette. But we're digressing.
One of those candy cigarettes.
Yeah.
He blew out more than I expected though. I was like,
he did though, Self. Yeah, he did. I was shocked, but I'm saying, bro, if you've ever smoked with a female, and that's why they call her Becky with the allegedly, this is how they waste your reefer, and they'll sit around. This weed ain't getting me high. This
laughing and talking
this weed ain't getting me high.
Just do exactly what he did. I have no way, shape, and form. I just want to be known that I was not bumping for that shit.
Because I never said nothing about dude, but. Obviously, coming for us or coming for me or coming for us, you know you're gonna get attention. I think that's all you were searching for.
Look at his hair blowing.
Bro, you've been getting made fun of since you came in the league for not living up to expectations. People laugh and joke about you all the time. Me, I didn't do that. Never laughed, never joked, because I don't talk about people like that. So I never joked. Like, what did I do? Did I miss something?
He
I know
does
I'd be
seem
high out here,
respectful
so
in his interviews, but he said some slick shit
I missed something
about other
And they
players
said,
on the show.
I tapped Jack's knee when something was said. So that's what got you mad.
He kind of talking like he's Kobe. You know what I'm
tapping
saying?
somebody's knee, you need a hug, bro. But before all this shit even got moving around, once I heard you talking shit, I DM'd you like a man because I felt something I really said we could talk about.
Generation kills.
But you chose to ignore that.
DM'd like a bitch.
Yeah.
I mean, again,
they kill me though.
If you want to be mad at anybody.
I DM'd you like a man. People don't be saying that shit, man. They be, I Facebooked you. I did this and that.
Says shit out in the public, but he DM'd him.
Correct. Correct, Self. You can't come on your show and say
he's saying he didn't say anything. Hold
on, let me pause. Go ahead, Self.
He's saying he didn't, say anything. That's what he's saying. But it seems genuine, and he didn't. But I don't know about this one.
You're like, man, please get off my ass. Leave me alone. That was the other motherfuckers talking that shit about
hold
you.
on. Now I remember what he talking about.
Hold on, Self. Hold that thought. Y'all see
let
these cameras? Y'all see all them cameras around this motherfucker, man, on the buildings? But go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. There's cameras all over.
He came out talking about, man, it seemed like you want some attention or whatever.
Yes.
You had my dick. My name in your mouth.
Before this, right? Yes.
Way before this.
Yes. Good point, Self. That is
way
a great
before
point.
this. It was a whole different energy.
And then he comes out here and tries to pretend like he ain't know what was going on to his team.
Well, his team should have told him when you said dick. That's what they should have told him, that he should not have said that.
When you're saying in this apology, or this not apology, but in this statement, when he said I talked to my team and they're like, I don't know, you didn't do nothing. They should have said, it was maybe when you said he's got my dick in your right.
Yes. So, and obviously they didn't, so we're here.
Well, I mean, these guys are older cats now, and they probably still mentally thinking of Kwame back when he entered the league.
Correct.
Just like let's say you haven't seen somebody for a long time, that you went to high school with.
Yeah.
And you're thinking that, they may have the same mentality that they have in high school, but that's 30 years ago.
You want to call a person shitty, and then all of a sudden he's 50 years old and he's got a black belt and kids and grandkids and 2 degrees from college and right. And you want to call him shitty.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's a good point. It's a good point.
So it's not going to fly.
Mad at MJ for believing in you and picking you number one. I didn't do that. I don't know you. I never talked about you. I tried to come to you like a man. You chose to go on the internet. So it is what it is. Straight up. It is what it is.
That's a threat right there.
Funny guy.
That was a threat right there, boy.
Funny guy.
Man, it is what it is. Where he was looking, he ain't playing. Let me stop this video because somebody's inappropriate. Oh, what that's about. But let me see what that's about. What's the next video online?
That ain't on the live, so that's on that. That's crazy.
Yeah, but it must be Kwame cussing, and when he be cussing so much, the bot.
Oh, that's what they told him. Somebody told him at least wait 2 minutes.
Yes, because it'll automatically make your shit over 18. Like we can watch it.
He be like, "Oh, it's after 2 minutes, you." Nigga.
Oh, it is. And we're not going to watch the next video. It's the one when he was talking about the cease and desist. And the only reason I put that in there was to remind myself to bring that up. And y'all already brought it up.
Ace brought it up, yep.
The cease and desist. Who was that?
Charlamagne the Fraud.
Charlamagne
the Fraud.
Charlamagne.
I mean, my bad. Yeah.
Well, allegedly.
Bill Cosby Jr. Allegedly.
Hey, Kwame killing me with that allegedly, bro. They scared him and got him saying allegedly, and he's got limited education. That's why he don't, he talks about college people. You know what I mean? And
he's very intelligent.
He is.
It's a lot of people that's got advanced degrees that's dumb as fuck.
No. Yes,
I'm just gonna say they believe in those books.
Yes, he's sharp, but he's got a limited. He's not using allegedly right, and the shit's funny as hell. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's funny as hell to me. You know what I mean? But it's funny. You know what I'm saying? He'll be like, because he'll be using it when it's fact. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, that's not allegedly, but they told him to say allegedly.
It's disclaimer.
A lawyer told him to say it, and he's all over the place. He'll be like, I got dreadlocks allegedly. Allegedly, I got dreadlocks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you're right. He's smart like a fox, bro. I'll give you that, man.
Shit, to me, he's using it appropriately. It's funny. That's what the fuck it is. That's fucking shit. Especially facts. See, like, you know what I mean? Because, this place will cut you off because of facts. They will. Facts? Yeah.
That's true. What was you saying, Ace?
Cut you down. My bad.
So I don't know, what was I saying? Oh, it's when they're gonna give him his own platform. I mean, he has his own, but I guess they're threatening to keep him from being monetized on this platform. I don't know. If
He already monetized. Like it's people, even if they don't, the super chat and all of that.
Yeah, but he's not monetized. Well, yeah, he is you know,
he's
he
getting
keeps saying
super
that,
chats and all that, bro. Like,
yeah, but that's not monetized. We're talking about something different. Yes, he's getting money through super chats. Yes, but he's talking about monetization, bro. It's a different conversation.
Is it? That is monetization. It's 8
That's a
ways
good
to
point.
monetize.
That's a good point.
It's 8
That you
ways to
saying that he's got
monetize.
the ability to super
Yeah.
chat. He didn't just. He keeps saying he just came to YouTube, but I'm watching videos he posted a year ago.
Yeah. Well.
But
maybe he's just speaking of this particular subject matter.
Because he was already monetized.
Right. Nobody was really paying attention to him. Like he had like before last week, he had 30,000
or
Instagram
less
Instagram
yes.
followers. So you know he was already had the ability. You know what I'm just saying? So I mean, you know, he was already aligned with a lot of stuff to be monetized right away. So he was able to super chat and all of that. And even if they block that, the super chat, they can't block that, I don't think.
Correct. I don't think they can. And I think that's what Ace was saying. They fucking with his money. But he claiming he don't care. He don't need it.
Right.
Yeah.
He enjoying it because he on every day. He enjoying it. He's on every day. And both, yeah, exactly.
But everybody needs that chop, especially when you know you're retired,
Facts.
quote unquote.
And you can't go out and work on your land. He be tripping me out. You don't even own no land. He told Stephen A. Jackson, "You probably live in an apartment." Shit. Yeah, they be, you know, he be taking shots at college kids. He be taking shots at people in the north. Then he be like, "I can't," you know. But you're right. He's smart though. How you doing it? How you moving, man? He be taking shot at the happy people, and then my cousin's happy. You know what I mean? I'm like, what's going on? But he be calling people punks, and he's using the word punk in the happy way. You know what I mean? He ain't using it like Yeah, he's using it, but like you said, so he's like Donald Trump smart. Yes. Yes. Donald Trump doesn't have an education past high school. Yes, he went to college, and yes. I know you're about to say that, so that motherfucker doesn't have an education.
No. I was gonna say he doesn't have past 8th grade.
Grade school, probably. If that, probably past 6th grade. Yeah.
That's what that's what I was gonna and say.
You're right. Because they go to those private schools.
Giving them way more credit. Nine always give intelligence way more credit. Be like, oh no.
Doing that. But
so like, oh no.
Hey, so
that dude, no, he he talks a good game, but he don't know shit.
Hey, the father show up and be like, you want me to write this check, don't you? Right. Well, you're gonna give him that grade. I mean, if you flunk my kid out of school, you're not gonna get the new gymnasium. You know what I mean? Shit, money talks, bullshit walks.
Yeah. He used to do that on The Sopranos, Tony Soprano.
Yeah, and he worked out and made a great life out of a small $5 million loan. It's small.
Now we're not going to have Ace speak on behalf of the integrity of Jackie Robinson, and I'm pretty sure they wouldn't do it. And I'm going to say that out front. But I got a feeling if I wrote them a check for $1 million, my kid might be able to sit out there in right field and strike out and bat in the 9th slot. You know, and find a way to get that kid a couple at bats and get him out of there when the game matters.
We'll get him out there and show him the game. Every kid has the right to learn the game of baseball.
You're damn right. No matter how rich his daddy is, right, Ace?
That's right.
All right, so look, man, we've been running this show long.
Man.
Go ahead, Toby. Well, we're gonna get into the you guys' close out. So if you want to close out first, Self, and you can add whatever you're gonna add right there to it, and then we're gonna throw it to Ace for the final closeout.
Yeah, man. I just say thumbs up to Kwame Brown.
Yeah, big ups.
I just gotta say that stand your ground, build your platform, figure it out, and keep growing, brother.
And be safe. Protect yourself.
Yes, sir, because
God's
real Wave Mouthpiece.
Man, don't forget, because white supremacy, but yeah, fear ain't nothing but an illusion. Man, great word, Self. Anything else to add to that before we throw it to Ace?
Nah, man, just much appreciation. Keep pushing forward. Grow yourself.
Well said. Ace, anything you want to say, and then anything you're gonna say, I like what Self did. You want to say something directly to the little homie, to the big little homie, Kwame as well?
Well, thinking about all of the messages that he's been putting out this week, I'm just hoping he gets to the point that he's trying to get to. He's touching on a lot of subjects that mainstream medium doesn't want to talk about. He's talking about the destruction of the black man in media, the destruction of the black athlete in media, and why is it being carried out by these black sports reporters and so-called activists? I mean, why can't we build our own platform and build up our own race and our own people to the point where we're not tearing each other down every time that someone comes on television, on their podcasts, or just finding a way to destroy the integrity and the careers of people that have done what they could to take care of their families or take care of their mothers, or just to take care of their communities. So hopefully this message comes across and it pushes back on what has been going on. It has this week in the form of apologies from everybody that wanted to throw some smoke his way. And I think you're going to see a few more apologies in the upcoming days, just to get this guy off of them, because he's speaking the truth. It may not be in the politically correct way that everybody wants to hear it, but he's speaking the truth. So hopefully this brings upon a new era in black media.
All right, and then so man, nice tale you put on that. One thing I would say, that just to piggyback on what you gentlemen said, Kwame, big little homie, I agree with what Self Love said. Brilliant. I've told everybody I've shared your links with that this cat sounds exactly like me. I mean, he's saying everything I would say in a moment. You know what I mean? So I feel like I know how you get down, bro. But yes, at some point, yes, you're gonna simmer. You gotta simmer. No, it's not that you simmer, but yes, there has to be a resolution. There's never any resolution, I guess, with white supremacy until they stop doing what white supremacy do. So I would say this. I'll put it to you like this, brother, without mincing my words. I'll speak as clearly and straightforward as the Southerners do. You're an elder, I don't want to say an elder, but you're a silverback, you're an adult, and your platform seems to be geared towards showing younger black men specifically, how to move. And so white supremacy is the issue. These fletchings that you're pointing out are tools of white supremacy. But let's not forget, like at some point when we go after our own and all we do is go after our own, I feel like that's the equivalent to 12 going after the lumpen proletariat, the small level dope dealer, low
hanging fruit.
The victim, correct. The low hanging fruit, correct. And so what happens is that now we all spend this time just talking about our fletchings and everything like that.
The same that you're accusing them of at some point. At some point, it's the same thing that you're bringing them about. At some point, the narrative has to change and go towards what it needs to go toward.
Right.
Thank you. And thank you. Yes, because I'll be trying to talk straightforward. Sometimes I can't do it because YouTube's got me all fucked up in the head. That's why we get a panel now. Now I see why people get panels. So now, do you guys have? And one thing, Kwame, I'm gonna add to this too is they're not gonna shut you down unless you do something bogus because they realize that people are getting canceled. Channels are getting canceled. Man, Breakfast Club ain't getting the views. Boyce Watkins ain't. I'm telling you, bro, people are flapping their mouth. So, and YouTube can get canceled too, and YouTube knows it. YouTube, you can get canceled too. So,
yeah.
So there's that. So keep your knee on their neck, bro. But let's get off of the ass end. I mean, let's sprinkle in some more. Let's talk about some pink people out there.
Talk about what's wrong and who's
funding it?
ain't been get talked about as a bust. I mean, because man, there's a guy that was drafted in between LeBron James and either Carmelo Anthony or Dwayne Wade.
And it's a shame he's a white boy and we can't even think of his name, and he's a
Draco or something, you know.
I remember him, Darko Mikolovich or some shit. The Bulls really wanted
the Pistons.
Yeah, Jerry Krause wanted him. Jerry Krause wanted to trade Pippen and Jordan for him.
Yes. And how long did he last in the league? Period. It was not 13 years.
And he ran his ass back
to
Yugoslavia, got that money, and went back to Yugoplastica, and you never saw him again.
I'm just saying, like we talk about
That's a good point.
Bus. You know what I mean? Any of the
Darko Milkovic, yes. I remember him.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Morrison Jordan also picked him too.
Did Jordan draft him too?
Jim Morrison.
No, he was an owner then. He wasn't
oh, you saying Morrison, yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't the
yeah, he was the owner of
right. He wasn't the one that picked him like he picked Kwame. Like you know what I mean?
And Michael Jordan, if you're out there listening, hire me to, I'm telling you, these guys will tell you, I know they're biased, but hire me to put your team together. I promise you. I can walk in any gym, look at anybody, and I can put a team together that's going to get you to the playoffs. Actually, they'll get you to the chip. You might not win the chip, but we can get you there, Mike. And I'll do it for, I'll do it for $150,000 a year. Yeah?
No, you won't.
Oh, I'll do it for $150,000 a year. Yeah. The first year. Once you see what I'm worth. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, you said a year, so that's a issue.
So well, that's true.
Start off with
yeah, I'll do it for $150,000, Mike. I'm just throwing that out there. But do you guys have any topics in mind for next week? We got to come up with something for next week.
Next week, man, who's going to break the internet this week? Wow.
Anything trending in sports? Because I know, like, I'd be like, man, like, where we at now? What playoffs?
The playoffs happen. It's
NBA
3, NBA playoffs right now. So I
D Rose, Hibbs, Taj Gibson, the Knicks.
I like that. Okay.
Chicago Bulls,
We'll do D Rose
East.
We'll do D Rose, man. We'll do D Rose. We'll unpack D Rose. With the whole thing about him being from the hood, from Inglewood and everything like that, and the whole thing with Reggie Rose, his brother, and don't listen to your brother. Your brother's ignorant, that kind of thing. So I think that'll be a great topic.
Or maybe we can just mix it up with family and basketball between the Balls.
Love it.
Family.
Love it. So I love that. Yes, how they try to separate. Like we had the guest yesterday. Charlie Murphy, rest his soul. Little brother Eddie's brother,
Vernon Lynch Jr.
Vernon Lynch Jr. Yeah,
man.
We had him on the show, and he's managing his son. He's a professional fighter, and he's 10-1-1. Y'all got to check him out.
Trains him too.
Yes, Brandon Bad News Lynch.
Man.
He spells it Brandyn, bro. And Ace, I know you like watching fights. Check him out, bro. It's on YouTube. Yeah, he's throwing those things. But the point I'm trying to make here is that at some point, you know how the Baphomet is. You need to get away from your daddy so we can steal all your money.
Man, right.
Yeah.
Say it the right way.
Yeah, they're gonna put a young, pretty girl in his life, but they're so grounded spiritually that I think they might be ahead of that.
Yeah,
it's a lot of them that are, you know, I mean, what end up separating them, they can't really get them away from them. Like Mayweather, you know, his father went to prison. That's what stopped him from training him, really, and his uncle stepping in.
And you think his father going to prison was an accident, or that was the same thing? It was the Baphomet.
Yeah, I mean, it was the whole.
They can't get him away, and then they're gonna lock somebody up. That's the whole thing. These people are treacherous, bro. Ain't no happenstance.
It comes with the pink girl and the coca leaf, and you know.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And they always end up with a honeypot, don't they? They end up with a honeypot, bro. Met her at the club, and they don't even realize that the Baphomet. And any young man out there that's got a bag, as soon as you get a bag, you're hanging out these clubs. Your agent told you to hang out at it, it's safe, and then they put a honeypot on you. And then you go out there and fire your girlfriend who's there with you, and you weren't shit.
Man.
Yes. And the
like,
honeypot is getting evidence against you.
Baby, you can do this, and this. Got a wire or you know, recording devices in the place in this day and time.
And now you got to do coonery to keep your name, your family name. What's that, Ace?
Let your agent invest all the money. He knows what he's doing.
Okay, we are.
What'd you say, Ace? Who knows what he's doing?
Just let the agent invest all your money.
Correct. Yeah. Let your agent invest everything.
He's going to take care of us.
What? Wait a minute. What time?
Oh, we're going on 11.
What time is it?
Oh, I gotta go see the flower provider out.
Hey, so what we do, you guys make sure y'all thanks for checking in. Hey, and make sure you guard your grills. Knuckle up. And don't forget the Mouthpiece. And big ups to Kwame